by this end of the week, this is your quota with my $10 million in this account. So the brokers are going to go for that for their client. They're going to go for the competitors, for other corporations and banks. And while they're trying to do that, we're caught in the middle of that war. So you have to be able to address and see these patterns or these manipulations that happen and bank on them. This is what IML has taught us about these manipulations. They have taught us this. So that, why? So that we can start trading with the brokers and not against them. You never want to go against the ones who run this market. You know, I always use the analogy, it's a funny analogy. You kind of want to be like a barnacle on a whale. You know what I mean? A barnacle can't defeat a whale. You know what I mean? There's no way a barnacle can defeat a whale, but a barnacle survives off of the whale. It's a host, right? And so it's important for us to kind of be like barnacles on the whale, figure out where the banks are moving their money, figure out where the brokers are pushing the market, and follow them. Don't go against them. You will lose every single time. You don't have $10 billion in this market. And so this is a very important strategy that I've learned that's starting to change even the way I look at the markets. So this is why the harmonic scanner is also powerful. 80% is picking up accurate patterns. 20% of it, that it fails, is because of market manipulation. That's why. The scanner would have been 100% if there was no market manipulation. But the scanner can't pick up when the brokers are manipulating things. And that happens. So I've learned to look for those patterns when there's market manipulation. So that's just a little bit of nuggets early in the morning. We're about to get started soon. But this was last week's EJ that I called out on the Facebook Live. I told everybody if it respects this, I was going to go in on a sale. And of course, my mistake was I didn't wait for the manipulation. And look, that's almost 100 pip move manipulation. And then it moved down 200 pips. That's when you were supposed to get on the sale. When it breaks this trend line, is your sign that you're safe to go in. Always wait for the trend line break, always. And right here, it crisscrossed both trend lines. My top trend line, which was this top one here, I'll make it pink. And this one, I'll make this one blue so you understand what I mean by the crisscross. My trend line going up, my trend line going across. Once it breaks those, that was your time to get in. That was your time. So very important, very important. I see everybody's jumping on, so I'm gonna get ready to, we got about
resistance, bro, for that trend line on top.
Yes, this is resistance. This line right here is my resistance line. Up here, you talking about this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my resistance. That's why brokers know that. That's what we trade. And sometimes they do these moves. Let me go back on the daily. Let me show you. Let me show you my resistance. This was my trend line resistance, this whole pink line. Look at that. It was beautiful.
Wow.
It was beautiful. It was right on it. It was right on the money.
Right.
Then you got that 20% of the time. You see how there was no manipulation here. This was clean. Mm-hmm. But then you got that 20% where the broker says, okay, I got to meet my quota for my clients. Let me push this thing up 100 pips above the trend line. Boom, took everybody out. That's what they do. Look at this. Clean execution here, even down bottom. Clean execution here. Clean execution here. Market manipulation here. And 20% of the times they're going to do that. You got to be careful for it. Always wait for the trend line break, which is this. This black line here was my uptrend. As soon as it broke it, that was my sign. It broke both of them. It broke my resistance and my trend line. Once it breaks that crisscross, you are safe. Follow the brokers because the brokers are done manipulating the market, and now they got to correct it at 50%. And this is already hitting 50%. Look, what I mean by 50%. That means this has to come at least right here. 50% of this movement. Let me get my pointer out. Of this, from this bottom to here, this is 50% of that movement. Brokers have to bring it back down so that they follow regulations. Okay, so right there, you would have caught 200 some pips on that move coming down. Sometimes they bring it all the way down here, which it can all come all the way down, but it's 95% of the time, it moves all the way down to 50% of the movement. So again, man, that's a little bit of advanced stuff that I'm going to eventually be going over and over with you guys, because I want you guys to learn how to chart and see this stuff. But it was a powerful, powerful lesson. And Spilla, I was with Spilla in Philadelphia. She was teaching me a lot of this stuff, and it was good. It was good to notice, because Our Markets Live's education is solid, man. They really try to teach us. Same with the YOB Academy. She says it a lot in the YOB Academy about market manipulation. She tells us everything that happens in the market. We want to start trading with the brokers and with the banks, not against them. Not against them. So real quick, guys, I'm going to get started probably in give me about 4 minutes, guys. We're going to get awesome training on. I'm glad to see everybody on this morning. Let's send out invites, guys. Get your business partners, get your friends on here that are in the business, and let's get ready to rock and roll. So right now, this moment, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Actually, I'm going to reshare. Let's get some positive motivation going on, guys, because as y'all know, mindset is everything. 90% of your success or failure will always depend on your mentality and your psychology. So we'll get started soon, guys.
You run around with losers, you will end up a loser. Unconsciously. Unconsciously, you will pick up their ways, you'll pick up their habits, you'll pick up, most importantly, their attitude about life. If you're around cynical, negative people all the time, you will become cynical and negative. So you got to watch yourself. Many of us are living out the lives of other people, living out their conclusions, living out of their consciousness. The other thing is that you begin to looking at your life and looking at what it is that you want to achieve. Another crucial thing that you must do is align yourself with powerful people. Align yourself with people that can encourage you, people that can empower you, people that you can learn from, people that you can grow from. You want to align yourself with people who think like you, people who dream like you, people who want more out of life, people that are stretching and searching and seeking some higher ground in life. See, it's easy to be on the bottom. It doesn't take any effort to be a loser. It doesn't take any motivation, any drive in order to stay down there on a low level. But it calls on everything in you, ladies and gentlemen. You have to harness your will to say, I'm going to challenge myself. Sometimes I have to pull myself out of bed and say, come on, Les. Things I know I should do, I don't do. Things I shouldn't do, I do. I found that the biggest enemy you have to deal with is yourself.
Wow. Come on.
We're talking about two grown people. Somebody's got to surrender. You're talking about will now. You're talking about heart now. You're not talking about physicality. You're not talking about how you look. You're not talking about how strong you are. You're not talking about how tall you are, how fit you are. You're talking about will. You're talking about where you get to the point where it's two people and somebody got to tap out before the other person taps out. Will, hearts. And so it is a mentality. This thing I love about Michael Jordan, when Michael Jordan played. Michael Jordan had the flu. He still put up 38 points. He played every single minute, took a break and got some Gatorade and came back, got some water, came back, right? Because he understood, I gotta want this thing and I can't take a day off. Like if I don't play this playoff game, there might not be another playoff game. And so what I need you to understand, when you do what you do, Listen to me. I'm not talking about what you do there, because what you do there has absolutely nothing to do with making that person surrender. What you do there has everything to do with what time you wake up.
What is it that you're doing right now that would be a liability for you? As you begin to look toward the future and take inventory of yourself, what is it about you right now that you've got to leave this behind because this no longer fits? Looking at where you want to go and the kind of person that you must become, the kind of standards that you have for you. What is it that you must do differently? Unless you change the way you're thinking, unless you change your behavior, you're going to continue to produce the results in your life. See, all of us are winners. Because some of us are producing results that we don't want. And so all you have to do is look at your game plan, look at your strategy. How is it that you have been being? What is it that you've been doing to produce this? So you're the director, you're the producer, you're writing the script, you're the star of your life. And as you begin to look at your life, you can decide whether or not it's a smash or whether or not it's a flop. That's in your hands. Look at your life, look at where you want to go. Don't worry about your circumstances. Don't worry about your age. If you want to make this your decade, you've got to start saying yes to your life. You've got to start saying yes to your dreams, yes to your unfolding future, yes to your potential.
All right, guys. How many say yes to their dreams? Guys, comment a 1 on the chat. Comment a 1 on the chat. A very powerful motivational video. I actually been listening to it all morning. I truly believe, guys, and I'm going to mute everyone out just for right now. I truly believe, and I think I posted this the other day on Facebook, you know, we deal with a lot of negativity throughout the day. You know, already, we got just natural circumstances, of course, that we have no control of. Whether at our jobs, at our homes, with our families, we have natural problems that we have no control of that's already bothering us right throughout the day. Then if we surround ourselves with negative people, right, then we're dealing with critics. We're dealing with people who criticize us and everything they do. They judge us. They put us down, right? And then, but I'm going to tell you this right now, right? Your biggest enemy is not what people say about you, but what you say about you. What you say. It's happening inside of you, because if you start to believe what the critics are saying about you, they're not the ones that's going to defeat you. It's because you believe on what they're saying, and now you're saying it about you. This is why I don't spar with critics. I don't spar with anybody that has anything negative to say about me and what I'm doing and moving forward in my life. They don't feed my children. They don't pay my bills, right? So I learned not to even listen. I'm an eagle, right? I told this to my brother. He laughed at me one day. He called me on the phone and he said, bro, you're a leader, you're a pastor, and I know you deal with a lot of criticism because you're a leader, right? All leaders face criticism, but how do you deal with your critics? I said, I don't. I don't deal with my critics. I don't deal with critics. I don't deal with negative, toxic people that add no value to my life. I don't deal with critics. And I told him this, and he laughed at me. I said, I'm an eagle. He started laughing. I said, no, I'm an eagle, man. The Bible says, mount up wings like an eagle. I rise above the criticism. I rise above the negativity. I rise above the judgments. I rise above the people who like to belittle me. I rise above it so much that I can't even hear what they're saying. People have to call me and send me a message to tell me what the critics are saying. That's how high I rise. You hear what I'm saying? Bible says mount up with wings like an eagle, not to mount down, mount up. And eagles are special, guys. Eagles are very special. When you start to believe in yourself and knowing, even if you're by yourself, listen, Jesus came into this world, right? And he died on the cross believing one truth, and he died by himself, and yet he saved the whole world. Even if you got to go by yourself to the cross, do it, right? Because you have to believe in you. You have to believe in what you're doing, and it has to start inside of you. Listen, man, now I'll stop here because I know I get too excited about this, right? Your friends, the people that you surround yourself with, the people that is in your circle right now, Are they, you need to ask this question, are they taking you to the next level? Are they taking you to the next level? Because if they're not pushing you to the next level, then they don't belong in the new chapter in your life. Delete them from your phone. Delete their context. Stop texting them. Stop talking to them. Yes, I'm very serious, guys. And listen, I had no problem cutting off family members if I had to. Because the negativity, I'm already dealing with the world negativity. I'm already dealing with struggles of life and pressures of life. The last thing I need now is to deal with the negativity inside of me. And if the person next to me is constantly putting me down, is constantly judging me, is constantly criticizing me, then I have to put a wall up and block that. Why? Because I have to guard my mind. 90% of your success has to deal with your psychology. That's why I get up every morning and I listen to some motivation. I read my scriptures. I pray. I seek God. I go into a higher level of consciousness. Why? Because I got to prepare myself for the battles that are coming. Y'all hearing what I'm saying? I know I'm preaching to the choir. Let me mute everybody out. Please do not unmute your mics, guys. If you unmute it, we'll have some feedback on the background. So real quick, and I want to share this, guys, and I'm going to end this here. Look at who is pushing you to the next level. Right? And whoever it is, I want you to stand next to them, be with them, call them, text them, right? And the ones who are not pushing you to the next level, learn to separate. Now, you can still say hi and come to your family meetings and reunions and all that good stuff, right? But that's all it is. You know, it's hi-bye type of situation because you have a goal, you have a vision, and you have to be careful. This is why 5% of the world's population succeed, guys, because they've unlocked certain habits, right? They have unlocked certain spiritual habits that has led them to that success. And one of the habits is don't be afraid to disassociate yourself from negative people. And that's in the word. Because if you hang out with fools, you will suffer harm, says the Bible. All right, that's Bible right there for y'all. All right, so real quick, guys, thank you guys so much for the love. I love y'all. Good morning, good morning. I appreciate everyone on this call. I'm ready to rock and roll. We ready to get moving. This is, I know I didn't add this on the agenda, but I'm going to talk about it for like 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. I want to talk about business building and the power of invite, guys. Some of us been struggling on how to invite people to our opportunity. Now, I would probably do a separate training because I want to teach you guys on social media how to attract prospects to you and not push anybody away, as well as how to invite people personally. So let me first talk about inviting, guys. Your invite. Now let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Let me do this, okay? Because this is gonna be good nuggets I want to drop here. Your in-person invite, right? So we're gonna put in-person invite. I can't spell today. I'm sorry, guys. All right, in-person invite, real quick. And then we're going to get into some harmonic scanner training, all right? In-person invite. This is what an in-person invite should consist of. Number one, it should be only 30 to 40 seconds. This is a must, guys. This is a must. It should be only 30 to 40 seconds you talking. If you're talking more than that, then you're over talking, and most likely you are going to start to push the person away from the opportunity. People are naturally skeptical, guys. People are naturally always doubting and saying, oh, I don't know if that works. You don't need to explain Forex, okay? You don't need to say Forex. You don't need to even say foreign exchange market. Certain verbiage that I use is the financial markets. Just generalizing, because financial markets can mean stock market, okay? And so I say the financial markets. The next thing is you got to be in a hurry. That's why you make it 30 to 40 seconds. I'm going to do an example for you guys. I'm going to do an example. Hurry. So you be in a hurry. All right. Number three. So you're 30, 40 seconds. You're in a hurry. Number three, you want to compliment compliment their dreams or goals or aspirations. So this is your warm market I'm talking about. So this is like, hey Steve, I know that you always wanted to buy a house, and I know you always wanted to get that car. You know, you always wanted to, whatever that dream or goal was, you're complimenting them. You know, you're complimenting them. their dreams or goals. And then finally, guys, you would invite. So let me show you how this works playing out, okay? Hey, Steve. You know, you call Steve on the phone, you say, hey, Steve, real quick, I am on my way. I don't know, to the store, to the meeting, to the gym. I'm on my way to meet with someone, and I wanted to give you a quick call before I forget. Okay, this is the hurry right here. Okay, I know you always wanted to learn how to invest, or whatever their dream is, or get a house, whatever their dream is. This is all subjected basically to your warm market. You know them more than me. So this is, leave that open for whatever you know what to say there at that moment, okay? I know you always wanted to learn how to invest, always wanted to get that new house, this and that. You know, we are, I'm sorry, my mentor, who is an investor, is coming down. If it's me, if it's Tony Chambly, you can say my financial consultant. Tony Chambly is a financial consultant. If it's me, you can say my mentor who invests in real estate as well in the financial market is coming down. He is doing a special presentation on how he invests in the market, financial markets. That's it. Boom, done. And then you want to do your invite. Your invite is this: I thought of you and would love for you to come by and get some of this information. Guys, that's literally 30 seconds. Okay, you can screenshot that. Okay, that's literally 30 seconds. You should not be explaining Forex. You should not show nobody your demo. You don't say, look how much money I made on my, I just been practicing. I just started 3 months ago. I this and that. No. Forex. These are, let me write you a list of what not to say. Number one, Forex. You don't have to say Forex. iMarkets Live. Don't ever say iMarkets Live. What else? What's another verbiage that we should not be saying? You know, we're not selling a dream, a quick rich scheme, so don't promise people that they can make money as soon as they join, okay? So these are certain things that I just leave out of my vocabulary. Sometimes I just tell people I'm doing a financial workshop, which I do. I do present a financial workshop before I present an IML presentation. So I tell them, hey guys, I'm doing a 30-second invite. Hey John, how you doing? Oh man, look, real quick, I gotta jump into a meeting with a few of my partners and clients or whatever. I gotta go to the gym. I just wanted to give you a quick call, real quick, John. Look, I know you always wanted to look at getting into multiple streams of income. Listen, man, I'm doing a financial workshop. You don't want to miss this. My personal financial consultant's coming down. He's the CEO of Core Financial Partners. He's coming down. He's going to talk to us about how he invests in the financial market. He actually got his 17-year-old son doing it. I would love for you to be there, man. I would love, John. Oh, yeah, well, sure. You know, what time? When is it? You got to secure the date. And so you get them to commit on that date. So you tell them, look, it's happening Wednesday at such and such time. Are you able to make it? Of course, they'll tell you yes or no. And if they tell you no, then tell them, look, don't worry. You know, he's going to be coming down more often. Let's see if I can hook you up. Matter of fact, I want to connect you on the call with him just so you can meet him. And that's it. Boom, you're done. So if they tell you no, now you can get them on a 3-way call with me. And that's it. Guys, that's it. Oh, okay. My wife told me don't say trading. Well, I like trading, but I see what you're saying. Trading. Another word is trading. Forex iMarkets Live trading. So right there, guys, is this making sense, guys? Is this okay? Is this making sense? That's your invite. 30, 40 seconds. no explanation about Forex unless you are a professional trader. Unless you're a professional trader. If you're making a couple $100 a day on trading, then you can get into this. Then you can go into them and show them what you're about. Until then, you have to invite them to meet somebody else that is a little bit at that next level, okay? So it's a 30, 40-second invite, guys. Very quickly, you don't explain the business. You don't say Market. Why don't you say iMarkets Live, especially on social media? Because they will Google it, guys. And if they Google it, they'll find anything. If you Google Joe Osteen right now, they're going to smash Joe Osteen. Google's going to find something negative about you. Google TDJ. You can Google Mother Teresa. Whatever you want to Google, negativity is going to show up, and that's what you want to avoid, guys. All right? Is that making sense? I hope this was helpful. Now let's get ready to rock and roll with some harmonic scanner trading. Yeah, Google says we're scanned. Exactly. And Google says that with any business. You Google anything. Google Walmart, and it'll tell you some negative stuff about Walmart. People shop there every day, though, faithfully. All right, guys, so real quick, let's get ready to rock and roll, guys. If you're new to this, I'm going to be honest with you. This is a little bit advanced type of training, guys, so don't get discouraged in the process. Join us Sunday at 6 p.m. tomorrow for our beginner's call where I teach the basics. And then join us on Thursday at 8 p.m. where we're going to be teaching the basics as well. So we got 2 days out the week where we're going to be training you guys on the basics of understanding the harmonic scanner. I'm not going to go over the basics too much today. I want to get into some nice strategies and some trading plan with you guys, okay? So first things first. Let me check out the chat, see how we're doing. Awesome, Chelsea. Good job. All right. So I'm going to show you guys my harmonic scanner trading plan. What is a trading plan, guys? What is a trading plan? Please take notes. A trading plan is a strategy. A trading plan is your strategy on why you're taking this trade. It is the rules that you've created, that you have back tested, very crucial, that you have back tested, and it is rules that you've created, right, on why you're taking the trade. If you do not have a trading plan and you do not have rules written down like this, you should not be trading live. I'll say that again. If you do not have your trade, if you just have it in your head, then you don't need to be trading live neither, because you don't follow nothing in your head most of the times. You guys need to understand how important it is to have a trading plan, because when you stick to the rules, listen, guys, I've seen a lot of harmonic scans that hit take profit 2 and 3 and 1, and I didn't take the trade because they violated my trading plan, but they still hit. I didn't take it as a loss. I'm winning. Why am I winning? Because I'm following my plan. I'm following the strategy. I'm following what works for me. And what works for me might not work for you. You might be a scalper. I'm not really a scalper. I do scalp the market. I'll scalp gold and I scalp certain pairs, but I'm not a scalper. I don't use the web analyzer. I use the harmonic scanner 100% of the time. The web analyzer is scalpers. Scalpers are traders who want to get in and out of the market in 5 or 10 minutes. I'm not a scalper. Hopefully we can find a good professional scalper in our team that can do trainings. I know Eric Sawyer said he can do a couple scalping trainings for this team, because I know we have a lot of scalpers on this call, and I would love for you guys to get his trading plan as a scalper. So hopefully next Saturday I can get him on here at 9 a.m. so he can teach you guys scalper strategies only, okay? So, but real quick, this is my trading plan for the harmonic scanner. You can still scalp the harmonic scanner. Don't get it twisted. For my scalper friends, you do the 15-minute charts. You can still do good with that, 10 pips. Scalpers only go for 10 to 15 pips. So this is my trading plan, my harmonic scanner. Number 1, my entry checklist. This is why I get into a trade. The scanner, guys, is 80% accurate. It's not going to be 100%. But with my trading plan, I make it 90%, 95%. I give it some rules before I take the trade. Is that making sense? Let me check out the chat real quick. All right, awesome. All right, so Angie, I know you're on this call, so please join us Sunday and Thursday as well. Matter of fact, I'm going to get with you later on today very quickly. So I know you just joined us yesterday, so just be patient. You are about to hear a lot of very strong information here, but it's good. It's good. All right, so real quick, the scanner picks up 80% accuracy. As I share with you guys, all you have to worry about is this D candle. If it's low, we're going for a buy. All right. If it's low, we're going for a buy. If this D candle was up here, we would be going for a sell. Very simple. Okay. The scanner gives us, let me move this. The scanner gives us entry prices here, entry prices, stop loss, and 3 possible take profit. This is what we enter into our MetaTrader. The scanner is 80% accurate. Very powerful scanner. I make my bread and butter off of this. You guys seen even on the beginner's call, we took a scan, USD Chef, and it hit take profit 1. It smashed take profit the next day. So congratulations on everyone who took that signal. Now, I'm going to show you guys why it's important to have a trading plan, because as I share with you, 20% of the times the scanner is going to be faulty. So here is my trading plan, and if you guys want my trading plan, I can post it on the group or however I can post it. You guys can just copy it. You guys can take it, turn it around, turn it upside down, change it around, whatever fits your strategy. You can make it work for you. Okay, let me zoom in. This is my trading plan, guys. Number 1, the D candle must be fully closed. That's number 1 before I enter a trade. What am I saying? Let me zoom all the way up. Matter of fact, let me look for another scan, NZDK. Let me look for another scan that has a candle, D candle, that's not fully closed. I think it's this one. Okay, that candle's closed. Let me see if I find another one. I'm going to show you guys an example of a D candle that's not fully closed. Okay, that one closed. Oh, there's going to be some good trades this week, guys. Sheesh. I'm excited. I'm excited. All right, I'll just show you this because I can't find one that doesn't have the D candle closed. Here's the D. Okay, these things are called candles. Each one is called candles. The blue, the red means the candle going down, blue is going up, bull versus bear. Okay, this is the D candle right here, right here. Let me zoom all the way up. Okay, it is fully closed. What I mean by it's fully closed, you have the second candle forming and the third candle after it. So the D candle has fully completed. It's done. That's what I like to see. I do not trade when, let's say, this was the D candle right here. No. If this market is moving, this D candle is going to move with it. I don't like that. I want this to fully mature. I want the pattern to fully close out before I get into trade. Kevin Serrano, who is an IML educator, I met him in New York. He taught me this. He said, always wait till 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles after the D candle. Always wait for a couple candles before you place an order. Okay? So right here, I will go for a buy limit because the third candle, this candle is closed. I mean, the D candle is closed, so I will go for a buy limit. A buy limit is I want this to come down, and then I want it to come up to activate my order. That's a buy limit. So I would only trade if this D candle is closed. That's number 1. Moving on. Let's move on. So again, I just did this part 2. Check for first, second, third opening candle to close in the direction of the trade. So this is helpful too. I got this from Manny Quinones. He always taught that after the D candle closes, you should be looking for a candle that's going to go in the right direction right next to the D. So the scanner's calling for a buy, guys. I hate when this happens. The scanner is calling for a buy. We're going to go up. So if the D candle closed, the next candle should be what? A candle going up, which is blue. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. So the next candle has to be going in the direction of what the scanner says. That's confirmation number 2 when it comes to the D candle closing out. All right? Then I want to check for market structure. I want to look for support and resistance levels, trend bounce, high and low channels. I'm going to show you guys what that is right now. So what I do is I'll zoom out, and I'm going to go back to the scan that I was looking at earlier, which was NZD USD, I believe it was. Was it? I think it was in a much smaller time frame. NZD CAD, I'm sorry. So I'm going to show you what I mean by looking for structure. So what I do is I zoom all the way out. I scrunch it here. This is how you scrunch it, is by these grabbing these pips and just squeezing it, right? I kind of do that because I want to look at what's going on here. I want to see the overall trend of this market, right? And of course, you would have to do this in a higher time frame. Let me see if I can pull this up in a higher time frame, putting it in the hour chart. There we go. All right. So overall, guys, what is this on? What kind of trend is this? This is a downtrend, right? This is a downtrend. Overall, it is a downtrend. Okay? So we're probably getting in on a pullback, which is all right. So now I know it's on an overall downtrend. I'm looking for support and resistance levels, which is the ceiling and the floor. Okay? Ceiling and floor. That's what I'm looking for. There's a floor right there. Let me bold it out black. There's ceilings and floor. That's what I'm looking for. Okay? And right here is even a ceiling and floor. Let me zoom back up. And again, this is subject to your eyes. This is subject to, many of us will see different ceilings and floors. That's a ceiling and floor to me because the market hit it. We have a zone here. This is a zone here. We have a lot of rejections here, rejection here. Okay? So I look for these zones because I'm looking where the market is consolidating at. Okay? I'm looking at where the market is consolidating at, where it's stuck at. So right here, it seemed to consolidate here, broke out of it, came back in. So it is a possibility this thing's going to come back up, okay? So again, I don't know yet. I'm going to look for some more confirmation. So I plot my zones. So I know that my ceiling is here at take profit 1, which is awesome. And I also see that my floor is where my entry, my first entry is. That's a good sign. But I also see that the market came all the way down here, right here. And this is my bottom entry. So remember, this, don't jump in on this trade on Monday or Sunday because this thing can drop all the way down to this floor here. That's why I like to plot my floors, okay? So I know that the market has come down here and here. I'm sorry, it deleted the harmonics. There we go. And so I plot that. So this is a good zone area to enter. So don't jump into this trade immediately when you got two zones like this because this market can come back down and the D candle's not fully closed if you see it. So don't jump on this trade starting on Sunday. This trade's not ready, okay? Another couple things that I look at. Let me go back down to the 15-minute because this is a 15-minute scan. I look at trend lines in a smaller time frame. So here's a trend line here, coming down, boom. And look what I found, guys. I found the price pattern. This is called a falling wedge. I'm gonna get into that a little later. But right now I'm drawing a trend line. What am I looking for? A good sign to get into this trade is when this market breaks it. And what it's gonna do is most of the times it comes back down to retest it. That's when you get into the trade. You get in on the retest here. At this point, don't rush the trade. Wait for it to break and come back down, then put in your buy limit. Some of you guys just automatically hurry up, put the buy stop. It goes up, then it comes back down. You're like, what happened? Now I'm back to negative $1. Then it takes off. I'm a conservative trader at some point, and I like to get it on the retest. This is what I go for. I wait for the breakout on the trend line and retest. Once it breaks from the trend line, it's safe. It's safe to say that it's about to start a new pattern and go up. If it doesn't break this and it just hits it, it's going to keep going down, guys, because it's stuck. This is like a resistance area. It's just going to keep hitting it. Then it's going to fall. I don't want that. I want it to break. I need it to get out of this trend line. Once it get out of this trend line, then I'm going to wait for the retest. Couple candles come back down. Then I'm going to say it's time to buy it. It's time to buy. Is that making sense, guys? That's again, market structure number 2 on my trading plan. Very simple. So I look for trend bounce, support and resistance. I'm not going to get into high and low channels right now. And now, guys, this is what I wanted to train you guys on today. This is a very important aspect. These are indicators that I'm going to show you guys. I promised that I was going to show you guys the MACD. And so I'm going to get into that today. Let me look at the chat. Guys, unmute your mic if you have any questions. Unmute your mic. John Barry says am I the only one who cannot see your trading screen? Oh, wow. Can you guys see my trading screen? Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it just fine.
Yes, I can see it.
All right, can we send John Barry a message real quick and see, for some reason he says he can't see my trading screen.
Yeah, it seems to be stuck back with your harmonic scanner strategy. So maybe I should leave and come back in.
Yeah, you know what? Do that now. I'll give you about 10 seconds, 15 seconds. I'll wait for you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Yes, sir. Guys, if you have any questions, let's ask it now while John steps out and comes right back in. Let me go back and review some of the stuff I was looking for. I'm looking for structure. I'm looking for support and resistance areas, okay? You know, support on the floor right here. This was good. This was point. How do I look for support? I'm looking for hits. A hit that the market had, and it just could not break it. These are all hits here. This was a hit, okay? So this is considered a support area, which is good. I also seen the market came down here, which it did right here. So we want to plot our support and resistance area, and then we want to draw our trend lines. Why we want to draw our trend lines? We're looking for trend line breaks and bounces, okay? The market has a tendency of doing this and then coming back and then stepping on this as a floor. You see how he uses it as a ceiling here, but now it's going to break out and use it as a floor. And that's what I want to confirm the trade. Don't get caught up. Don't get caught up on this downtrend. If you buy this now, this thing has a tendency of hitting this trend, coming back down, doing this. Let me show you guys. I really hate this pointer. I really do. It's just not working for me today at all. Never works. They need to fix that. So it could do this. Now you lost all that money. Why? Because you was impatient and you bought it. You bought it here. It went up. Then it shot all the way down. Now you're in the negative. Came here, still in the negative. More in the negative. Why? Because you didn't wait for the trend line break. Wait for this thing to break out of that line. Then when it breaks out, comes back down and retests it, wait for it to do this. Boom. Then when it comes down to retest it, get in right here. Why? Because it's outside of the trend line. Get in right there for the buy. Does that make sense, guys? This is an advanced harmonic scanner technique. Unmute your mics if you have any questions. Julia said, do you study the scanner each time or do you just watch and wait? I don't sit in front of the scanner for hours. I get up early in the morning because I like to trade New York session. So 6, 7 in the morning, I'm up, getting ready for the 8 o'clock session. I'm looking for possible trades from the scanner. Like this one here, I found the one we're looking at. So what I'm going to do Sunday night is I'm going to wait to see what happens here. This is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a trend line break. Okay, if that happens on Sunday night, I'm most likely I'm gonna put in a buy limit and go in on this trade. A buy limit. So if it comes up here, I'm gonna place in an order a buy limit at this entry price. So I'm gonna wait and I go to sleep. I'll go to sleep Sunday night. If it breaks out of the trend line Sunday night, I'll put in a buy limit. I'm expecting this market to come back down, and by tomorrow morning, I should be in the race. So I don't sit in front of it for hours, but I do every couple of hours, I would look at the scans. I will scan the market, see if I find good trades. Hope I answered the question. Anybody else? Go ahead.
So you're waiting, I just want to be clear. Before you get into a harmonic scanner, you're pretty much waiting for that break in the trend?
For me, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, I am personally when it comes to the harmonic scanner. When it comes to this type of pattern, because you have two entries, this is why I do it with the sharp pattern. I do it with the sharp pattern specific because of these two entries. Let me delete these support and resistance lines, guys. Because of these two green entries, the market has a tendency of coming down to even the bottom entry. So because of that, I'm looking for the trend line break, because once it breaks it, I can have confidence that it's not going to come back down here. And then I'll go in at the top entry. Now, I've seen that done in the sharp pattern over and over. I back tested this. I've seen that done every time it breaks the trend line, especially this pattern. This is called a falling wedge, which I'm going to teach you guys what that is. But when I see that happen, I always see this happen on the sharp pattern, then it takes off. When that happens, especially with this falling wedge pattern, this is the time to get in. You don't need to put in a buy limit down here because it'll never go down there. As soon as it breaks the trend line, it's not coming back down unless, news strikes it, okay? So hopefully I answered that question too as well. All right, guys, so John, are we good? John says, I'm good, thanks. Let's rock and roll, guys, to the next one. All right, so we checked everything. We checked, we waited for the D candle to close. We looked at the first, second, and third candle to go into the direction of our trade. So if it's a buy, we want to see those candles go for a buy. We look for support, resistance, trend bounce, and finally, guys, here we go. Y'all remember that I taught you guys 2 weeks ago about the Bollinger Bands. I'm about to teach you guys today about the Bollinger Bands. For those who are new, get ready. I'm going to go over this information. I do have 25 minutes on me, so let's make this happen. So now that I've set this, I've got this going, I use indicators now to give me even more confirmations of this trade. I'm going to pull up, my indicators are here, right here where this I don't know what this, a graph, where it says indicators. I click that. I go to Bollinger Bands. I'm going to hit it 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I use the snapback strategy, which is what I'm about to teach you guys today. And then we're going to move on to a new indicator I want to teach you guys on. All right, so what I do is I change the colors. You can change the colors to whatever you want. And just remove the plot background. The plot background's annoying. It's this big blue glob. I don't want that glob on my scanner, so I'm going to remove it for all 5 of my bands. So I uncheck it. Now here are the inputs, guys, and write this down. 50, the first band is going to be 50 and 2. That's the first band. Your first band is going to be 50 and 2. You're going to hit OK. I'm going to go now. See, my first band says 50 and 2. I'm going to go now to the second one. I'm going to hit the steering wheel format, and I'm going to do this one 50. And then this one's going to be 2.5. They're all going to move up 0.5. Okay, so this one's going to be 2.5. I'm going to go to style. I'm going to change the color. I like it black. Plain as Jane. I'm going to remove the plot background. Okay, so that one's done. Now I'm going to go to, let me see if I can zoom. There we go. Now I'm going to go to the third band. I'm going to hit the steering wheel right here, top left corner. Change my colors. Remove the plot background. And now, since that last one was 50.2.5, I'm going to do 53. Boom. The fourth one, same thing. I'm going to do 50 Now this one's going to be 3.5. I'm moving up 0.5 every time. Remove plot background, boom. Now I'm going into this one, the final one, which is going to be 4, my fourth band, which is, or actually 5, 50 and 4, and that's it. These are my Bollinger Bands, guys, so let me zoom back out. This is a powerful strategy. It's called the snapback strategy. I'm going to show you how these bands work very quickly. All right, let me go go back in the past. All right, and show you how these bands work. These bands operate as support and resistance, or ceiling and floor. Okay? Be patient with me. This is all going to make sense. Let's pretend this is a ceiling. This is resistance and support. You could call it ceiling and floor. These bands, these 5 bands that you see, operate as a ceiling and a floor. What am I saying? The market is not allowed to come and violate these bands. If it does push into these bands, the bands is called a snapback strategy. It's like rubber bands. If this market pushes up into the bands like it did here, the bands operate like rubber bands, and it's going to push it back to the middle, to the mean. This is the mean. All right? Let me write that down. This is your 50% EMA median, all right? So if you see, look, even when it came down here, what happened, guys? This is good for scalpers. Scalpers use the Bollinger Bands. It snapped it back. Are you guys seeing this? Are you guys seeing this? As soon as it touched the bands, it pushed it back like a rubber band. It said, no, 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 no. You can't come this far. What you doing? Slapped it back right to the middle. That's what it does every time. We can back test this thing. Look, let's back test it. What happened here? No, no, no. You get slapped right back, right? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. We're back testing it, guys. Look at this. Every time, and these might look like small moves, but for scalpers, this is money in every day. Just trading one pair and scalping using the snapback strategy. Look at this. Got to go back to the mean. Got to go back to the mean. It bounces off of it. So you guys see how powerful having these bands are and looking at the market. So let me show you how good this is when you're trading with the harmonic scanner, why you should have it on your screen. Right here. This is why. What is happening here? Violation of the bands. All in this thing. So it touched my bands. That's confirmation that it has the tendency of snapbacking. And most likely it can go all the way up to take profit 1. So this is a good sign. That's confirmation. One of my confirmations with my indicator is yes, it has touched the bands. I want it to. I would never take a trade if the D is right here on the mean. Let me show you. If the D was right here, guys, if this was right here, I would not take the trade, ever. I don't care if it went to take profit 3 and it was there. It violated my band. I needed to touch my bands to confirm that it's going to snap back. And the scanner's calling for a buy, so it touched my bands on the bottom, so it's going to snap back. Are y'all with me? Is this making sense? I would never take the trade if it's right here in the middle of my bands. I want it either up here or down here. Is that making sense, guys?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So, sound very powerful. So again, those are my bands. All right. Did everybody understand? Anybody has questions about this? Let me remove this trend line. About the snapback strategy. I do not trade in the middle. I only trade either it's in the bands on the low bands or the high bands. So we're good. Was that explained very well? I'm ready to move on. Now here's an indicator that I've been wanting to show you guys for a long time that I use. It's a very powerful indicator to have in my trading plan. I have it here. I am looking for the MACD divergence, okay? MACD divergence. So I'm gonna get into explaining the MACD, and then I'm gonna go into the RSI, and then we're gonna finish this today's training. And I'm gonna share with you guys at the end what trades I'm gonna be looking for this week coming up that you guys can get into using the harmonic scanner. So let's talk about the MACD. Okay, let's talk about the MACD indicator. So another indicator that I use, and you can type in MACD, MACD, click on it. There it is in the bottom screen right here, guys. These are not the right settings for the MACD though. Okay, these are not the right settings for the MACD. The settings that I use, I go here to the steering wheel, write this down on inputs, write this down, 3, 10, 16. 3, 10, 16. Write this down, screenshot it. For my style, pay attention to this, I uncheck the histogram. I uncheck the histogram. For the MACD, of course, I make everything black. For the MACD, you can change the color and then go here where it says line. I want to make this the histogram. I want my MACD to be the histogram. My signal, of course, I'm going to make that dark so you guys can see it. Then I'm going to hit OK. All right. The MACD is a very powerful indicator. Let me go back in history and teach you guys on the MACD and how does the MACD work. All right. So the MACD is an oscillator that picks up momentum in the market. The oscillator moves with the market. Follow me here, guys. It moves with the market. I'm going to use a pink line, see if that helps out. So that means if the market goes down like this, it goes up like that, it goes down again, the oscillator should be doing the same moves. Look, follow it, boom. You see that? Same movement. This is in alignment. It's in agreement. How do I know it's in agreement? Let me use my vertical line to line it up. I'm lining it up. Right? Yes, I'm right on it. I'm right on the line. See, you line it up with your oscillator. Okay? That's a quick thing you can do if you don't know where it's at with the market. I don't like this pink. I'm gonna keep it black. That's better for your eyes can see. All right? So you can see the oscillator moves. Whenever the oscillator, the MACD, okay, whenever the MACD moves with the market, whenever it moves with the market, this is called momentum, and it's normal, okay? This is normal. This is called momentum. That means if the market's going up, on an uptrend, it's going to continue to go on an uptrend. It got momentum. It's like a train. It got enough gas. It's going to keep pushing. It's moving. It's moving. It's moving. It got momentum. Don't you dare trade momentum unless you're going to go with the momentum, right? So the oscillator confirms momentum, right? Here's another thing. What happens, right, guys, when the oscillator is not in agreement with the market? So right now, I'm going to show you guys what I mean by that. I'm going to look at this point, and I'm going to look at this point on the MACD. Let me line it up. We have that point. I don't know why this keeps happening. And then we're going to have this point. Right? Look at this, guys. This is powerful to see this. This one had a straight, sorry, these pointers keep messing up. A straight across, okay? This had a straight across going on. This is called a double top, right? The MACD didn't have a straight across. It's going down a little bit. Y'all see that? Oh, give me 1 second. My computer's dying. Now follow me here. This is a powerful tool to have, an indicator to have. Let me delete this big green glob. It's not confusing nobody. Do you see how the market, the oscillator's doing the opposite of the market? Y'all see that there? The market's going flat. The oscillator's going this way. It's going down while this one's flatlining. Guys, this is called divergence. 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 What is divergence? Divergence means trend reversal. That means the market was going on an upstream and now it's about to turn around. Look, it was going up and up and up and up. It lost momentum, it lost gas, it lost engine power, listen, it started to lose power. And when it starts to lose power, what happened to our market? Boom, it tanked. Y'all see that? Divergence is trend reversals. Watch this, guys. So let's bring this up to our scan here. Do we see divergence? Because this market's been falling all day long. Look, we put our trend lines. Y'all remember? Look, it's been going down. The scanner's saying we're about to go up. How do I know that? Is my oscillator showing me divergence here, guys? Is my oscillator showing me divergence? Is my oscillator showing me that this market has lost momentum? The sellers are losing selling power, and the buyers are about to step into this market. Let's look at it. Let's look at it together, guys. Let's see what's happening. Let's see if we lost momentum. I wish I could delete this, but it won't let me. So I'm going to grab this point here, and I'm going to grab my D. I can also grab my D point, but I'm going to grab this point here, and then I'm going to line it up with this point here, and I'm going to line it up with my other point here. It's lining up with the market. Y'all see that? Is there divergence? Unmute your mic. Do you guys see divergence?
No.
Okay. Anybody else? Do y'all agree?
I see divergence.
Cam says no divergence. Manny says no. Yes, divergence. Anybody else?
I mean, if anything, I see it like a consolidation, almost.
I see price doing one thing, but the oscillator doing the other. So if they was, from my understanding, if they was going together, if price was going down and divergence was going down, that's called convergence.
Oh, that's a good
point. When they do the opposite, that's divergence, from what I understand. But PJ, correct.
That's a good point, because it's like the oscillator is going like kind of like in like a moving middle like direction, and then the D is kind of in the downtrend. So in a sense, like it could be divergence, but I don't know. Divergence, it should shoot up for an uptrend though.
No, you're right, Manny. It is divergence.
Oh,
now,
wow.
divergence doesn't. Yep, divergence.
There you go, Manny.
Yeah, divergence is again when the markets. This was a lower low. This is a lower low. This first point. Let me write this. This is a lower. I put lower. Lower low. Okay. The first point that I circled was a lower low. Here's another lower low. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this arrow. Here's another lower low. These are two lower lows. Right? Give me a second. Let me finish doodling here. Guys, if the market's giving me lower lows, the oscillator should be giving me lower lows. The oscillator is giving me higher highs. It's doing the total opposite. Y'all see that? The market's going down, the oscillator's going up. Do y'all see that now?
Yeah, I see it now.
Yes, I see it now.
It's doing total opposite.
I see it.
If the market's going to do lower lows, then the oscillator needs to do lower lows and not higher highs. So you see the total opposites happening. So here's confirmation number 2.
Well, I'm glad I was wrong.
Is going to reverse, and if it's been going on a downtrend, that means it's going up, guys. It is going to go up. It is losing momentum. There's confirmation number 2. I will be looking for this trade, NZD CAD, starting Sunday night and Monday. I'm waiting for the trend line break, and I'm going all in on this trade. This looks like a great trade, all right? It's confirmed already, and here's my final indicator that I use to give me final confirmation. You guys can use the RSI. I use the William R percentage, okay? I use this William R percentage, and I go to my settings. I take this 20, I turn it into 15, write this down, and I can send this to you guys on the group chat, all these settings. I do 15 and 85. Of course, you already know I'm playing Jane. So everything got to be black and white to me, okay? I don't like too much colors, then I get confused with all the rainbows, all right? So 15 and 85 is my settings. I hit enter, boom. Let me explain this indicator to you. So I'm just going to delete everything and focus on this indicator. Guys, the same thing with the Bollinger Bands is the same thing with this indicator. These, let me bold it out so you guys can see what I'm looking at. Where is it at? Where is it at? Yep, right here. Boom. See the dotted lines? I bolded them out. Okay, this is your ceiling, also known as resistance. And this is your floor right here, known as support in trading language. Okay? Anytime the market steps out of line, what happens, guys? Just like with the Bollinger Bands. What happens when it steps, when it steps out of line? It has to come back down at least to the middle, right? Look at this. Every time it steps out of line, it's not allowed to come out this far. Y'all see this? Is this making sense to understand this indicator?
Yes.
Awesome. Look at this. So if I know that when this is considered, on the top part is considered overbought, the bottom part, when it passes this dotted line or touches it, it's considered oversold conditions. Oversold conditions. Let me delete all this. So, looking at this scan, right? Now I'm going to put it all together for y'all. Watch how powerful all this comes together. Is my D candle oversold? That's the question, because if I'm going for a buy, I have to find oversold conditions. Here's my D candle right here. Is my D candle oversold? Yes, it is. Look at that. That's where my D candle is. It's oversold. It is oversold. Another confirmation that this market is losing selling power and needs to come back up. Are y'all seeing this?
Yes, sir.
Now, when you put all this together, this is what we call a trading plan. This is why I'm going to make money 10 out of 11 trades. I'm going to win 10 trades. I'm going to win. We're already 10-1 in the group. I haven't traded at all last week. Only I traded news with Eric all week because it was NFP. I do not trade the first week of the month with the harmonics. Maybe 1 or 2 trades. My brother called AUDJPY and it hit take profit the next day. I traded that one, but that was it with the harmonics. When it comes to news, guys, I don't trade with the harmonics. I go with Eric and I trade news with Eric all week. So, but this is what I'm talking about. This is how I get out of 12 trades. I'm going to get 8 to 10 of them to make me money. I bring all the confirmation. This is my trading plan. If it violates any of my trading plans, I do not take the trade. I do not take the harmonic scanner scans. I do not take it once I put it all together. NFP stands for, Manny, do you know what NFP stands for? Non-farming employment, right?
Yeah, non-farming payroll. So basically, all it is the government deciding the unemployment rate and the job rates in the country for the month. So if it's bad, if it's negative, a lot of markets are probably either going to go, like the US dollar is going to go down, like it's going to sell. But if it's positive, if the unemployment is down, the US dollar will have strength and start going up.
Powerful. So let me show you guys, where do we go to find that information? We go to forexfactory.com. You want to look for red folders. So what I do is I hit the filter, wherever it's at. I can't even find it. I just look for red folders, guys. Last week was NFP. So let me go back last week. Look at NFP. How many red folders? Every red folder, you have to avoid to trade that market. Every red folder you have to avoid. So all last week, look, JPY, GBP, AUD, GBP, USD, AUD, GBP, CAD, USD. Guys, I do not trade NFP because of this. The scanner was out of whack a little bit last week too because of news. These red folders means high velocity. Whatever, and it tells you the time. Look, Tuesday, 12:30 a.m., 7:30 a.m., 8:15 a.m. I had somebody tell me that they got into GBP and they don't know why they lost in the trade. Well, guys, look, GBP got hit Monday, got hit Tuesday, got hit Wednesday. So yeah, the scan might have gave you GBP or somebody might have told you to give you a trade signal, but this is why it went bad. Because news will change the direction of the market, and the scanner, no indicator, no oscillator, no divergence is going to protect you from that. The scanners are robots, guys. They cannot tell us that Donald Trump is about to get on the microphone and say something stupid, and now the US dollar is about to lose value. You know, the scanner can't predict when Dumb is going to get on that mic. The scanner can only tell us this is what usually happens. The scanner don't know that we got a Dumb for president. So these are very important things to look at before you trade. So now that we're on this screen, let's look at what's going to happen next week. Woo! Monday, I'm not trading GBP pairs until this is done. So I'll trade GBP on Tuesday after 4:30 a.m. I'll trade GBP. I'm not trading USD until it's done after 10:30 a.m. I'm not holding on to trades if I have it on AUD on Wednesday. Thursday, I'm not trading GBP again until 7 o'clock is passed. 7:45, I'm going to make sure I'm not holding any EUR pairs. 8:30, definitely not holding EUR pairs now. And then US. And then again, back to GBP, 6 in the morning. These are news that's going to break out and can affect the market, especially AUD employment change. If you open a folder and read what it's about, this is vital economic data. So this can affect the currency rate and the price of the Australian dollar. Do you guys see how important it is? This is part of my trading plan, is to look at news for the whole week. So now when I go back to my harmonic scanner, I'm going to be trading NZD CAD. Do you guys see NZD CAD here? Nope. So I'm going in if NZD CAD breaks my trend line. I'm going in on NZD CAD because I don't have to worry about news. Is this making sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Awesome. Guys, I know some of you guys are very new, and what I just showed you probably burnt a couple brain cells. But don't you be discouraged. I used to sing that all the time. I can't sing, though. Don't you be afraid. All this is going to come together in due time, guys, all right? This took me months to learn. Saturdays is for these advanced trainings. Sundays, I want you to visit back to the basics with me. Thursdays, I want you to come back to the basics with me. And eventually Saturday is going to be cool. You're going to love it. You're gonna love to learn this heavy stuff. I want you guys to be profitable traders and investors in this market. And so I'm showing you guys the exact strategies that me and my brother Manny use to trade harmonics. Very powerful. So, whew, that was a whole lot. I'm gonna stop right now because I'll keep going. I want you guys to unmute your mic and please ask me any questions. Was this helpful? Leave a comment, show some love, or ask your questions.
I wanted to add something too, bro. When I first started trading, I thought like I had to trade every scan I seen, every swipe trade I received. I thought like I had to take that, right? I created anxiety in my trading, right? And I found out that I was losing more because what happens in the trading, right? We're designed naturally as human beings to just hurry up and jump on the next big thing real quick, hurry up and move and don't really give it too much thought. But when you trading is actually the opposite. And if you didn't know, for you guys that are trading, it's going to teach you some things about yourself. It's going to teach you how greedy you are. It's going to teach you how emotional you are. It's going to just show you some things about yourself that you really have to get in check, right? But this is the point. I thought I had to take every harmonic scanner that popped up, every swipe trade that came in, but really you don't, right? If you take your trading plan and you find one quality trade, I'm just talking about one. You can twin trade, you could triple trade, you could quadruple trade. If it all checks out your rules and it becomes 90% probability that you're gonna make money on this, you can make your months money on that one trade.
Yes.
And you don't have to trade for the rest of the week. All you have to do is stick to your plan, stick to your confirmation. If it checks out and you're like, yo, this thing's gonna take off, and you put 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 orders on that one trade, and it takes off, you're gonna make the weeks that your goal, your monthly goal, you're gonna make it off that one trade. So don't feel like, oh, I gotta every harmonic scanner that comes in, I gotta hurry up and take it. Every swipe trade I get, I gotta hurry up and take it. You can't do that, because when you're in the market and you take all these trades, all you're doing is making yourself more you're creating a bigger target of taking a loss, right? But if you take one trade and you do your homework and you do your study and you just focused in on one thing, right? Naturally, we can't multitask. We can't have too many things going on. But if you just focus, you just, like an eagle, and you view in on your prey, on that one thing, and you execute it at the right time, and you twin trade it, you guys can make your goal off of that one trade. And you won't have to trade. You won't have to look at the scanner for the rest of the week. I promise you. That's all I got.
Woo!
That's what's up, man. Can I share something, bro?
Good stuff. Amen. Cam, you have something? You have a question?
Yeah,
Roger,
man. I want to piggyback off of Manny. Like he said, I remember I was doing my demo and I went in like I wanted to get every single trade. And you have to watch your mindset. Don't come from scarcity, come from abundance. This market has $5.3 trillion per day, so there's enough to go around. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to be risky, but be risky with risk management and follow your rules. I went into my demo one time, made like $100 within seconds. Went back in again, made more money. Then I blew everything I earned. And after that, it made me kind of digress a little bit. Even during these past 2 weeks, I'm seeing people in their demos, boom, 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 making money, and that's great. But don't compare yourself. Don't follow your rules, because at the end of the day, you're training your mind psychologically to do that. So that way, you start picking up your lot sizes in $5 or $3, you were thinking a little bit. So just everyone keep pushing forward. Jonathan's giving great value out. He went. I remember I was at his house and he lost $400, and he was learning. And now you have a platform where he's able to teach you. So just follow the fruit and be patient. Nina, look at her results. Manny, look at her results. Everyone was patient and did their part. Y'all can excel, man. Y'all really can do this.
Amen. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, guys.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it smart to, like, if you got in a trade and you see it's going bad, now this is a beginner's question. If you get in a trade and you see it's going bad, is it smart to go in and do like a reverse trade?
Never chase the trade. Take the loss, kind of sit back and see what's happening and what happened, and reevaluate. Never. They call it revenge trading. I've done that a lot of times, so it's definitely a great question to ask. It's a certain behavior that I've done. My brother's done it. I remember calling my brother on the phone. I said, bro, I just got done revenge trading. Like I got so mad I lost $50. I went back in on the trade. and then I told my brother, don't you ever revenge trade. And guess what he did? He revenge trade. Next week he started revenge trading. Lost some money too on that. So chase the trade. If you take the loss, walk away, wash your face, watch a movie, get back onto the charts, do it all over again.
Hey, Julia, just real quick, also about what Jonathan said, when you start drawing trend lines, you're going to start realizing, especially in YLB, there's things called pushes. And on NZD, there were pushes I saw. And if you don't catch that first push, don't just leave it alone and wait, because 3 pushes in, the broker's going to retrace it for an uptrend, and they're going to catch you in that trap. So just be disciplined and just be patient.
Sure.
My
All right,
number
guys.
for patience. Thanks, guys.
Right. You might be a scalper trader. Eventually, guys, you guys are going to start to discover what type of trader you are. There's 3 types of trader: intraday trader, swing trader, and a scalper. Intraday traders are ones who hold trades for weeks. A swing trader is someone who can hold a trade for hours and doesn't mind the drawback of seeing negative numbers. They don't get anxiety. They know where the trade can possibly go, and they'll just hold it. They put their stop loss. They're willing to lose it. And then scalpers are those who come in and out of the market 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe an hour. They're going for 10 to 15 pips. Swing traders are going for 20 to 50 pips, 20 to 100 pips. 30 to 100 pips. And swing traders are going for 100 to 300 pips. I mean, intraday traders are going for larger pips. So that is all depend on your personality, okay? That is depend on your personality. So if you get anxieties for being on a trade too long, and you're like, oh my God, I got to get out of this trade. Most likely you are a scalper, and you need to get in and out. You need to find a strategy that works for you. I'm hoping next Saturday, guys, 9 a.m., for my scalper buddies and for the team. I want everyone to be on that was on this call. Eric Sawyer is going to jump on and show us some scalper strategies for us scalper friends that are on here. I know a lot of the strategies I teach you guys, scalpers can use it. I use the Bollinger Bands. That's what the scalpers use. They wait for the snapback, and then they get in for those 10 pips when it hits the Bollinger Band. So, but Eric Sawyer is a more professional scalper. I scalp sometimes here and there, but I really like to hold trades for hours. I go for big pushes. And but I'm definitely going to have him next Saturday at 9 a.m. to teach us scalper technique that he has. Hopefully he can teach us what he taught us in Philadelphia using those indicators. So, okay, guys, so this concludes it. It's 10:16. I really appreciate everyone being on this call. For my newbies, I know it was overwhelming information, but don't you be discouraged. It's all going to come together in due season. Please be patient. Join us Sunday at 6 p.m., Thursday, 8 p.m. for my beginners. Take your time. Do not compare your chapter 1 with somebody's chapter 10. Hear what I'm saying? Do not compare your chapter 1 with somebody's chapter 10. You don't know what they went through to get what they had, right? I'm always a believer in that. Some people say, oh, I wish I had a marriage like this, or I wish I had this. You don't know. Be careful what you're asking God for, because God is only going to give you a blessing you can handle. And what I mean you can handle, before he gives you a blessing, he gives you the process. He gives you the struggle. He gives you the test. And if you can pass the test, if you can manage the depression, if you can manage the tears, if you can manage the responsibility, if you can manage the pressure, then you can have the blessing. So when we ask God, I want this, I want that, God says, I'm going to give you the process. I'm going to give you the test. I'm going to see, can you do this? If you can manage the process, then you can handle the blessing. So never compare your chapter 1 with somebody's chapter 10, because somebody's chapter 10, it took a lot of tears. It took a lot of hours on IML TV. It took a lot of notebooks and a lot of pen running out of ink to get where they at. All right, follow me here. Your process is unique today. I want you to accept you for who you are. Embrace your process. Thank God for your process. Thank God you're on chapter 2. Thank God you're on chapter 5. Thank God you are where you're at, slow and steady. The race is not given to the swift, but to those who endure to the end. Consistency, guys. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Enjoy the rest of y'all Saturday, and we'll be talking, guys. Take care.